Hello Cancer, I am back with your love reading for March. So again, I'm going to start with the singles followed by those in a relationship. So let's take a look at your cards. Right, so hello Cancer, this is your love reading for the month of March for those of you that are single. I just want to reciprocate that this is just a general love reading. So, you know, for some of you may be able to recognise key areas in this, or it may resonate with some of you and not with everybody, so I just want to remind you of that before we start. Okay, so let's have a quick look at your cards. You have the reverse Queen of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the reverse the Sun, the Four of Swords, and the reverse Six of Pentacles. So what's going on then, Cancer? So reverse Queen of Swords for how you are presently feeling about your love situation or your love life, or how you regard love. So you are definitely thinking about past relationships, whether a specific ex or maybe multiple partners, and maybe those relationships were all the same, but you're definitely thinking back and some of the things that were said or done to you, and you know it's possible some of those things were abusive as well. I think, you know, and in particularly last relationship, I definitely feel there was a lot of arguments and a lot of hurtful things were said, and you're actually thinking back at those things that were said and you're thinking, really, is that true? Am I really like that? Is that really what they thought of me? And you've got to remember that when people have an argument, they often say things to be spiteful and hurtful, and they don't always really think that or believe that about you. So I really don't think you should be dwelling on what was said, okay? Because it's just going to get you down, and actually there probably isn't any truth in what was said as well, okay? Remember, arguments are arguments, and we all say hurtful things that we don't always mean, okay? You know that you have to change your outlook to love. You know you have to be more positive. You have to make more time for love, or maybe you sit back and think, oh, I can't be bothered. But now is the time to start moving forward, okay, Cancer? So your present desires, you have the upright Seven of Wands. So for some of you, you know, maybe you decide you want to fight for that ex. Maybe you want to make a move and, you know, see how they feel about you, if they still have feelings for you. So I think some of you are definitely thinking about that and wondering whether you should try and get back with them. You don't want to lose control of yourself in a relationship, because you felt like you lost control in your previous relationship. So I think you want to be in control also emotionally in relationships in the future. You're going to meet someone new, but it's not going to be like somebody you usually date, which I think is a good thing actually, considering there's a lot of negativity from the past. And you're going to meet somebody that is from a kind of different setting or job that you would normally go with, or maybe you meet someone. I suppose it's like thinking outside of the box. So think of it as dating outside of the box. So you're going to meet somebody not in your usual haunt, basically, okay, at the start of the month. So you have the reverse, the Sun, unexpected. So for some of you, you know, you may be hearing from an ex, they may come back, or maybe you make that move to your ex, and they do care for you, but it's not the way you think. You know, they don't want that relationship with you anymore. So really, you really need to stop thinking about the past, because, and if you are contemplating getting back with your ex, actually they don't have those same feelings for you anymore. So I would avoid doing that if you're contemplating it. For some of you, you may have started dating somebody, okay? Maybe you met this person you know, not in your usual scene, and you've started dating them, and actually maybe you take them a bit for granted. Maybe they're a bit nice for you and you're kind of like overwhelmed by that. So you can take it for granted, somebody's kindness sometimes, can't you? So watch that behaviour of yours, because you don't want to do that. And if you are still single, there's definitely new possibilities for you out there coming in. You just got to keep positive, okay? So you have the upright Four of Swords for your immediate future. This talks about not going back to abusive relationships. Okay, so you know, there's definitely a theme of past and exes here. So for some of you, if you are thinking of getting back with an ex and it's still very much there for you in March or throughout the whole of March, you know, remember, if it was abusive, even if it was verbally abusive, do not go back. Do not go back again, because this knife will just go back through your heart again, and it's not a place you want to go. Okay, you need to figure out how you can be happy in relationships, and I think the main thing is to stop thinking about the past and letting that influence new relationships. Okay, because it's going to damage them. If you've started seeing somebody, I think you're going to start feeling disconnected. It's not the person for you. So it may be time to just break free of that. And if you're still single, don't rush into relationships just because you feel that you have to have a relationship. You know, meet somebody and go for somebody who's going to be the person for you, okay? So, right, I've just put my lamp on because I realised it was getting so dark. So you have the reverse Six of Pentacles for your outcome. So this talks about that there could be arguments. So whoever this is with, whether it's been somebody new that you started dating, I definitely think you're realising this is definitely not the one. You're starting to argue, cracks are starting to show. If you have gone back to an ex for some of you, then you're just going back to that old abusive behaviour again. So really, I really don't think you should be doing that. You need to stay away because you're going to be feeling insecure. There's obstacles again. It's like a pattern, isn't it? You go round in circles, and that's what you need to stop from happening again. And if you're looking for love and you're still single, then you just need to open yourself up to receive it. You know, and that comes down to your emotions and how you view relationships, and you definitely need to deal with those issues, the past issues, so you can move forward and be more positive. I know it's really hard. It's a lot easier said than done, isn't it? But you have to go into new relationships thinking positively and not take baggage, because that baggage is so destroying, you know, especially at the start of relationships. So, yeah, Cancer, you know, definitely exit situation, the past is ringing through here. Don't go back. It's just going to lead to heartache. It's not worth it. And if you're thinking about past and past memories and you're still hurt over things that were said, just let it go. It's not important. You need to start healing now and moving forward, and, you know, you're ready. You are ready. Believe you're ready and believe in yourself and open up to love. And I'm really hoping that by April you will have got rid of all this baggage, and, you know, positive things will be coming in, because you need to find, you know, the sun, don't you? The brightness. Okay. Anyway, take care, Cancer, and I look forward to seeing you in April. Anyway, bye-bye. Right, so hello Cancer. This is for those of you that are in a relationship or committed partnership with somebody. And this is your love reading for the month of March. So to just go through the cards, you have the Page of Pentacles in reverse, the reverse Death card, the Emperor upright, Five of Swords in reverse, and the Seven of Wands upright. So Cancer, how do you feel about your relationship or your partner? Now, please, everybody, remember, this is not going to resonate with all of you. It is going to resonate, hopefully, with some of you. Or there may be just parts that, you know, ring a chord with you. So take what you need to know from this reading, okay? So for how you're feeling about your partner, you know, for some of you, there could be several things going on here. Either how you feel about the relationship or your partner. So you could be feeling that your partner is quite childish and you don't like their childish behaviours, and you just wish they would grow up and be a little bit mature. And that childishness, whether it's with some of the comments they make or their behaviours or how they act, you know, the things they do, it's really starting to grind on you. And, you know, when things start to grind on us, we become irritable, and then we start to pick at things and create arguments, you know. So that could be going on for some of you. For others of you, because it is of Pentacles, there could be issues regarding money. Maybe you feel like your partner's spending too much money, or is just blasé to money issues that you have. For some of you, you'll definitely feel like you're losing control of your relationship and you're not quite sure how to get it back on track. There's going to be, I mean, there could be a combination of things as well, that maybe there's different things that resonate here for you. I mean, it could be that you feel that your partner has a wandering eye. Maybe you feel they keep looking at other people, or are quite flirty with the opposite sex or same sex for some of you. But, you know, that can be causing insecurities for you. And I think you need to think about how you're going to deal with these issues. You know, I mean, you could say, do you ignore it? Do you turn a blind eye? I don't ever think you should turn a blind eye to things that are happening and how it's leaving you feel. And then for some of you, you're feeling like you just need to put that spark back into your relationship. So saying all that, how does your partner feel about you? Well, we've got the reverse death cards. There is definitely something that has happened, and they just feel that there is issues, and they're contemplating whether they should try and make things work with you, or do they back off and, you know, do they, I don't know, do they take time out, basically, I suppose. I don't want to say split up, because I just think they're thinking whether to pull back a little bit and give you some space, or they need space. You know, for some of you, your partner is feeling that you're carrying some baggage from your past and this is affecting the relationship, or maybe they're actually carrying baggage from their past as well. Could be both of you, and in some way it is affecting the relationship. I really feel that they feel like they're just clinging on to this relationship at the moment in the month of March. They're unhappy, but I don't get the feeling that they want to go yet. And whether that's because they're holding in there because they're familiar with you and it's very scary and daunting to move on in the world, you know, so you can get used to somebody, and when you lose that, it makes you insecure. You know, there could be different reasons why they're staying with you and staying in this situation which they're not happy about. They definitely want to talk to you. They definitely need a discussion with you about the relationship, because they know that something is amiss. And I think they are going to do this in the month of March. They're going to have a very frank discussion with you about where to go with this relationship now. Right, so where your relationship is currently at, so you have the Emperor upright. So whoever the man is in this relationship, I mean, they're quite a strong character. You know, it's possible that they have a job in the armed forces, police, you know, it's something with responsibility like that, where they have to be quite tough. And I think that's how they take their attitude to the relationship as well. They're trying to be that really strong person and currently trying to be strong. I mean, your partner, I mean, they do love you. Don't ever question that. They do love you. And at the moment, they are not going there anywhere. They are here. They're standing there and they're still with you, okay? But you do have to tackle the issues in your relationship, okay? Because for some of you, this card also can talk that, you know, someone is falling for someone else, or has their eye on somebody else, or their thoughts are thinking of somebody else that's not of their partner. So whether that's you or them, and whoever they're thinking about, this person is older. And I think the reason why, and it's not necessarily that they're physically attracted to that person, but it's more the fact that they're older and they can offer some kind of, you know, emotional stability or maturity. And I think that goes back to, like, for you, this card talks of there could be childish behavior, immaturity, you know. So maybe that's you. Maybe you're looking towards somebody else because you just feel like you need a bit more adult behavior at the moment. You need to be around adult company that is just sensible for you. So it's really difficult really to know what to say where you're at, because there's definitely issues, and if they aren't dealt with, I think you could definitely head for this older person. So what does your relationship need? Now you have the reverse Five of Swords. You definitely need to find some balance, and if you can find it, then that's going to be a very good thing for your relationship. You know, love could guide you through. If you hold on to the love that you do have, or you did have for each other, then this can guide you through these difficult times, and you can certainly have a more positive outlook towards your relationship. But at the moment, you are both sacrificing your own happiness, both of you. You're both not happy, and you're both sacrificing your own happiness by staying together at the moment and the way the situation is. So I think the question to ask yourself about your relationship at the moment is, do you want to be happy? Do you believe you can be happy with your partner? Does it feel right to try and make it work, or does it feel right to take a break, or maybe just, you know, leave completely? You have to ask yourself these questions, and so does your partner. And whether you both sit down and have that conversation, I think that's what you need this month. You really need to, I suppose you need to get to the core, and it's going to be difficult, you know, but I think it would be a good thing for you both to do. Now, your future in your relationship, you have the Seven of Wands upright. So this talks about fighting for what you feel is right. So whether that's your relationship, or whether you decide to fight for your own happiness by taking time out and leaving for a bit. But, you know, it can also mean that you're still trying to make this relationship work despite the many obstacles it has. I think if you speak your mind, this is going to definitely help your relationship. And I think you also need, maybe you both decide that you need to try something new, you know, recapture that magic. You know, there's a wand here, recapture the magic, and, you know, maybe you can overcome these. But you definitely need to talk, and you definitely need to get to the heart of the issues. And, you know, by the end of the month, maybe, just maybe, you can just find a little bit of spark, look, a little bit of light at the tip of the wand, and put that back into your relationship, okay? And if you do have your eye on somebody else, an older man or an older person, because you think that's what you need at the moment, please don't take risks with your relationship, because if you do have an affair, I don't think there's any going back, okay? So really, really think about what you're doing this month. Anyway, Cancer. Oh, it was a bit deep, wasn't it? But anyway, let me know down below if this resonates. Remember, it's not going to resonate with all of you. And I shall see you in April. Take care. Bye.